Hey, so 83 days ago, I started walking 11,000 steps a day. I've only taken one day off, and I still hit about 5,000, and that was on 4th of July. Um, that was 83 days ago. Um, I'm in the 270s weight-wise. When I first started at my highest weight was at 355. So, and being at 287's not too bad. Um, Good bit of it I've lost since January, like 50 pounds of it. It is hot out here. Of course, it is the middle of July, and that's what you get for walking. It's kind of late. As you see, the sun is setting in the background. There we go. That's better. It's really pretty. It's really beautiful out here, especially when you get to the lakes and stuff. Um, so anyways, my life is changing pretty fast. People are coming in and out. Um, the right ones that belong in my life will stay. And the ones that need to be taken out will be taken out, I guess. Um, but I've got some really good friends that I really do appreciate, and they know who they are. Um, that's really been there for me through this, and I'll I can't ask anybody to help me inside the house right now because it's just that bad. But when I get to move wherever I'm moving to, whether it's Montgomery or Birmingham or another state, I'll be like calling people up, be like, help, because I'm gonna need some help moving some stuff. Uh, I'm gonna try to get the money up maybe to hire some movers too. Um, but I'm trying to just get everything set up um, to where I won't need anything other than just a place to move to. Um, and I've even started the process of working a couple different places. Um, so um, I started working today at a place. I made like $91 for like 4 hours worth of work, which is not bad. Um, so um, yeah. And while I'm trying to get the house ready to sell and stuff, but it's enough money to get an oil change and get gas for the week, and so that's where I'm at right now. Um, and then I've got like another little part-time gig that's coming up. Um, I think the first weekend's in August that I'll be doing it. So I'm getting excited about doing things. Got another job interview on Monday with something that I really want to do, something I really believe in. It's been my goal all this time to do something like that. So and it's with a nonprofit. That's awesome. So, but life is changing really, really fast. And Deb's moved out into her own apartment, and health-wise, she's not doing too well, but she'll be okay. Um, you know, we've all got our issues. Um, that brings up something else. There's some things I've been dealing with, and you try to work on healing past hurts, and when I first started college, my major was going to be in counseling, and I was excited about it. And I have complex PTSD, and here's one of the cons. But with that being said, with complex PTSD, I was always afraid that when I had clients, that I would get attached to them, or that, because I do care about people, genuinely care about people. And then I was worried about um, it, some things setting off my triggers with the PTSD. Um, I try to keep my triggers in mind of everything that I do. Um, it was getting to be even to where I couldn't go to concerts because of smell of pot. Whenever I worked at AT&T, I would smell pot all the time. So, and that was a real bad trigger, which I've worked on it and got it pretty much handled. Um, but there's other triggers that I've been trying to work on, and but with that being said, I changed my major my third year in to mass communications with a minor in digital media. If I would have took one more um, social work class or whatever, I would have had a minor in it and um, counseling, but I didn't. And looking back, I did what I thought was best for me at that time. I wish I would have gone on through with the counseling thing, but I didn't. Um, so I've been trained in so many classes being a peer um, with a mental illness to help other peers. And I've been helping other peers now for um, 3 years. Started in 2017. And sometimes I'll get calls like at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'll answer them. And I'm there, you know. I would rather spend 5 or 10 minutes talking to somebody than going to their funeral. I would rather spend 2 or 3 hours talking to somebody instead of going to their funeral. And that won't ever change because there's people's funerals that I've had to go to that I tried talking to. And I tried to convince to not do it, but other people egged them on to do it. And I've been there. I've been where I didn't want to live. Because I felt stuck. I'm tired of hurting, tired of the pain. Physically, mentally, pain. Just all over. So, I don't know. The testosterone, the transitioning, the losing the weight, and walking. Just getting the walk through has really helped me mentally in more ways than I can even express. But going back to childhood hurts. So I didn't experience abuse or molestation or anything until I was 5, that I can remember. It might have happened a few times before then, but for the first 5 years, pretty much, I was raised by my great-grandmother and my grandmother. And my great-grandmother was a big believer, and I would go to the little Methodist church, even for vacation Bible school. And there's stories that I've heard that, happened to me that Bible related. Like talking of Zacchaeus and stuff like that. There's different things that you hear about growing up and stuff, and it becomes a battle within yourself. People are telling you, well, you should do this, you should do that, you should set these boundaries for people. And you know, some people set boundaries to be like the Great Wall of fucking China, and you can't get through to them. They're hard-headed, but it's from past hurts. You know, that's how they protect themselves. You know, um, and then so people get so judgmental. Um, so judgmental. You know, they start labeling people or diagnosing people or whatever before they even meet them. And, you know, it's kind of like people labeling me for being trans. You know, it's like, well, this person's trans, so they must be evil, or, I mean, I've heard it all. I have heard it all. I'm not evil. I'm far from evil. You know, I'm just like, and I know some people are like, haters gonna hate. Throw your finger up in the air and just don't care. But I do care. The reason I care is if somebody's hurting me because of a label or whatever, they're doing it to other people too. I'm not the only one that they're hurting daily. And so, because I can stand up and I'm vocal, I can verbalize, hey, look, you hurt me, you're doing this, this ain't right. Because there's gonna be other people behind me. They're just gonna just keep on hurting people. I mean, it's just, you know, and if you look at them and you look at their past histories, like in the past, they've hurt people, you know. And if they're not pointed out at some point of like, hey, you know, call them out just a little bit, they're going to continue. They'll continue to judge people and hurt people and stuff. After you call somebody out, after you call somebody out, you can only hope and pray that they see it and they fix it. And you know, it's up to the person, you know, if they come back, I'm gonna be like, hey, I've learned my lesson and blah, blah, blah. It's up to whoever to decide if you're gonna give them the grace and the love and the compassion for them to come back into your life. And how far you're gonna let them come back into your life, if you do. And that's a big if. Sometimes you get so beat down by somebody, there might not be a coming back, you know. And it's only because, not because you don't love them and care about them and stuff, but because mentally it just plays on you and it just wears you down, you know. And if you talk to people that's also involved with them, they get that same negative vibe from them. It's just up to you on what you do. Yeah. It's just up to you. Yeah. Me, I'm nice to all, including people who are just downright horrible and hateful to me. But that's because I try to handle things with compassion and grace, and you know, nobody's perfect. Everybody does something wrong in their life. And Lord knows I've done my share of wrong. I have, you know. And I own up to it. I apologize. Or try to apologize for it. And I usually do it when I'm hurt and angry and upset. Usually. For the most part. You know, you can try doing nice stuff for people, and people take it wrong. They think that you're coming from the same place that they're coming from, you know. Um, like if they're bitter and hurt and angry and jealous, they're going to think that you're the same way, even when you're not. Um, Bitter and jealous and stuff. Hurt people tend to hurt people. And we all do it. Everybody that gets hurt at some point hurts somebody else, whether they mean to or not. Like I said, it's just how you respond to it. You know. I think that was this week's theme for me. Had somebody I thought was my friend. Some stuff happened there. And then I have a friend that had some stuff to happen, and, you know, we handled it. I think we did. They know that I love them. Actually, I mean, both of them know that I totally love them. But, you know, it is what it is. People, everybody gets toxic at some point, and it's just how you handle it. I've had my toxic moments, especially whenever I get suicidal. I haven't been suicidal since December. And it really wasn't my meds as far as, well, it was my meds, but because I started testosterone in November, and the way that Prozac and Wellbutrin and Klonopins and your hormones and stuff run, it all plays in with each other. So that's what really set it off, that and feeling stuck and just hurt, just absolute hurt. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. Just try to follow yourself with, you know, if you did something wrong, or if you were toxic, or if you hurt somebody, show other people the compassion and love that you would hope that they would give you. And then it's up to you on how you move on, with or without them in your life. People can change. I do believe that. It just depends on how loyal you want to be to somebody. If you really think that they're worth it to be in your life. But I am working on my last lap, and then I'm going to go home and work on the house some, since I took 4.5 hours doing some other work. But I had to do some other work to make some money for an oil change and some gas money for the week. And I'll be working on and off during the week. It's one of those jobs that I can do at whatever time I want to do it. So I might get back into some of the old stuff that I used to do too. Without people knowing. I'll probably will do that. I'm really wanting to get back to work, and it looks like I'm going to work toward having 3 jobs altogether. But it'll keep me busy and get me back financially where I need and want to be. Because I want to build things back up and get my financial stability back where it was before I had my mental breakdown in 2017. You know, it'd be nice to make the money I was making before then. And it might take 3 jobs to do it, but it's just determination. And I'm determined. I know money's not that important, but I gotta have enough to catch up and live on, and have a safe stash, so if something else crazy happens, like dinosaurs fall from the sky, along with this COVID stuff. But I'm just grateful, though, that things have been really working the way that they've been with the divorce and the house and all that good stuff. Because it's very important that um, I show gratitude for it. Because Deb's still living. She's got her apartment, after she tried to OD, and she's doing okay. She's doing the best she can do, and that's all we can do, is just do the best that we can do. And I know people don't understand why I'm so kind to her and stuff, but she's not a bad person. I know where she's coming from, it's just our marriage didn't work. Um, yeah, it's nobody's fault. It's just, it didn't work. And, we both have different journeys and different paths to walk at this point. And you have to kind of look at that. I know a lot of people don't have easy divorces and can stay friends with whoever they divorce or anything like that, but I'm not that way. I'm not one to just abandon somebody just because we didn't work out as one way, and I can still show compassion toward her, just like everybody else. We all go through our stuff, and it's how we act and how we respond that determines the person, I do believe. I earlier this week, I heard something again. I heard it whenever I was a kid, and it really meant something to me. And it was like, when you die, we all get buried, unless you get cremated and you're in a jar somewhere. But on that, it shows your name. It doesn't say if you were white or if you were black or if you were skinny or if you were fat. It doesn't say any of that. It doesn't say if you loved all people or if you hated all people. It doesn't even say if you're a bad human or not, or if you were a kind human. It's got the year you were born, a dash, and the year you died. What you do with that dash is the most important thing. Because in the end, we all going to the same place. None of us are getting out of here alive. My dash, when I die, I hope represents love, kindness, compassion, generosity, gratitude. Everything that brings people together. Nothing that separates people. That's what my dash, I want it to be. I don't want no jealousy, no hatred, nothing negative in my dash. Yeah, my childhood might have been negative, but that don't mean I have to be negative. But anyways, that dash means a lot. So, anyways, y'all have a good one, and take it easy, and I'll do an update later on. So, y'all take it easy.